Hi everybody, it's Ann Patchett and Sparky Van Devender at Parnassus Books, and I am in writing camp with my best friend, Patrick Ryan. If you were curious, the Dutch House, dedicated to Patrick Ryan, who is not only one of my favorite people, but one of my favorite writers, Dream Life of Astronauts. It was a first editions pick. And he comes to visit once a year, and we just lock ourselves up and write like crazy, and that's what we're doing now, but we came in. So I asked Patrick to come in this morning to recommend a book. Go.
And I want to recommend a new novel by Julie Otsuka, which is called The Swimmers. She's one of my favorite writers, and this is a beautiful book, and it's the first thing that I read after I finished War and Peace.
Where'd you go after War and Peace?
You go to Julie Otsuka and The Swimmers. Just out this week. Today.
Actually, a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago.
He's not a bookseller.
I'm
He's
not.
just playing one on TV.
I'm just a reader.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've got a couple of things to say. I was gone last week. I was in New York winning. Wait, hold on. That's wrong. I was in New York last week losing the Penn Essay Prize to my friend Margaret Rankel. We had so much fun. We decided that we would both go because we were both on the short list, and we flew up together and we stayed in the same hotel, and she won. And when they called her name, I screamed like a 14-year-old girl at a David Cassidy concert. You can hear it if you go back and listen to the tape, me screaming. Turns out the only thing more fun than winning is losing to your pal who has written a better book. It was a brilliant night. Couple of things that I want to tell you. Two of my very favorite books are out in paperback. Hanif Abdurraqib, Little Devil in America, and Meg Mason, Sorrow and Bliss. You know how I feel about this, so if you want fiction for your book club, this one. If you want nonfiction for your book club, this one. Two books I'm looking forward to reading. Read Dangerously. I'm not having a really great time with language today, okay? That's because I've been writing and not speaking a lot. Read Dangerously by Azar Nafisi. I love Azar. If you haven't read Reading Lolita in Tehran, it's such an amazing book. I read that book years after it came out because I thought, oh, it's so popular, you know, I don't need to read it. But it was incredible, and I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say about the subversive power of literature in troubled times like these. And Karen Joy Fowler's new book, a big historical novel called Booth, about the troubled family of John Wilkes Booth, another writer who I adore. We are all completely beside ourselves, a book I love, and I will follow Karen Joy Fowler to the ends of the earth. Okay. That's it. Lindsay, you're up.
Hi, y'all. Pardon me while I wrangle my dog, who's really on one this morning. So if you see my hand going up and down out of frame, it's because of my dog. Hey, maybe you're watching CBS Sunday Morning and you happen to see your favorite local indie bookstore. That's right. Today it's Dolly Parton and James Patterson out with Run, Rose, Run. We were closed for inventory a couple weeks ago. We lied to you all. We are actually hosting Dolly and James Patterson. We're best friends now. Their book is fabulous. Buy it today. If you want another mystery, also, by the way, this is a mystery. James Patterson, if that wasn't clear enough. If you want another mystery, we have The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan. Lots of lies, suspense, drama. If you want to slow things down a little bit, you want a little bit of memoir, some solitude, we have And a Dog Called Fig by Helen Humphreys, which is a memoir about the writing life and her dogs. And if you want to slow things down even more and do some cooking, we have from the creator of the Food Lab, J. Kenji Lopez Alt, The Wok is out today. This is a gorgeous, massive cookbook dealing with how to cook with woks. And up next, we have Elise.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about some events that are happening next week. We are starting out, we're so excited to be hosting Chelsea Clinton. This is her new book, She Persisted in Science, and it is illustrated by Alexandria Boisier, and they're signed copies. So you got to come in and get these. This is going to be a Zoom webinar. It is a ticketed event next Monday, but you can go online right now and get your tickets. She's going to be in conversation with local scientist Dr. Shiro Bell from Vanderbilt University. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Anyway, this is brilliant women who made a difference. We'll have to check if any of us are in it. But anyway, this is really wonderful, so please get your tickets, tune in. Then we have, I don't have the book because it's not out yet, but Pat Martin, our beloved Pat Martin, yes, from Martin's Barbecue, right here in Nashville. He is going to be in store, so this is a live event, and he's going to be, his book is called Life of Fire, and it's really an interesting story about his life and also his barbecue that we all know and love. And he's going to be in conversation with our own Andy Brennan, who is the manager here at Parnassus Books. That's just going to be a fantastic time. It's free, but make a reservation to be sure that you can get in here and get yourself a seat. And then hopefully you'll buy that book because it's great. And then Wednesday, we have a free virtual event. So this will be, let me just go back for 1 second, because Chelsea Clinton, next Monday, it's at 5 o'clock. But when you get your ticket, you'll see that. And then the Pat Martin on Wednesday will be at 6:30 in the store. And then the next, I think it's this next Thursday, will be Mickey Rowe, a virtual event that's going to be streamed live on Facebook and also YouTube. You got the drill now. We have really been expanding, so be sure and get your subscription. You subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Parnassus Books YouTube channel. So many of you have done it, and if you haven't, go do it now. Anyway, this is Mickey Rowe, Fearlessly Different, an autistic actor's journey to Broadway's biggest stage. So he was the first autistic actor to play the lead role in the curious incident of the dog in the night. Anyway, it was a wonderful show. He was in it. Now we're going to be hosting him on virtual, as a virtual event at 6 o'clock next Thursday. He's in conversation with a couple of local folks, Colin Peterson from the Nashville Children's Theater and Emmeline Bingham from the Vanderbilt Kennedy Center. It's going to be a really fascinating conversation. I hope I see you there. I hope I see you everywhere. And now here's Rayanne.
Thanks, Elise. Hi, everybody. It's always a cause for celebration when a new Beck Barnett book comes out. And now we have a new picture book called John's Turn, illustrated by Kate Barabee. This is a book where it's sharing day at school. Everyone's going to share their gift, but John is a little nervous. His is dance. But he gets up and dances for his friends. He looks out at them, and then it was their turn. They clapped. I love that. You see a zoo, I see. This is by Mike Downs and Nashville illustrator Maureen O'Brien. We'll have signed copies of this later this week. This is about a young narrator who goes to the zoo, checks out what the animals are doing, and finds out that first impressions are not always true. A new book that I've been waiting for a while, Solitary Animals. This is a nonfiction book by Joshua David Stein, art by Dominique Ramsey. Introverts of the Wild. This is about animals who are happy to live life solo, and the illustrations are beautiful. My favorite, I think, is the octopus. And in middle grade today, how many of you read The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill, winner of the Newbery Medal? Her next book is out today, The Ogress and the Orphans. I read this and I really loved it. I would have picked it up just for the cover and the map alone. We will be having virtual school visits for some of our Metro Nashville Public School students later this month with Kelly, so stay tuned for that. But this is a book about a town called Stone in the Glen. A child is taken, and the dragon-slaying mayor blames the ogress, but the orphans know that not everything you hear is true. And a YA graphic memoir, Messy Roots, is out today by Laura Gow. This is a memoir of an immigrant who comes from China to Texas and adapts to life at high school. And for fantasy fans, Melissa de la Cruz's Cinder and Glass. This is a Cinderella retelling set in Versailles. Thanks for listening, and thanks for shopping at Parnassus.